Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
I just wanted to get your opinion on something. We're all happily married men, aren't we?
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
And I've always believed that the key to a good relationship and a good and happy marriage is communication. Would we agree?
Communication is super important.
That's so important, man.
You know
Being
what I
able
mean?
to chat to one another.
You let each other know what's going on in your
Yeah.
lives and what's happening and your
Yeah.
hopes, your dreams, your fantasies, your aspirations, all that jazz.
Yeah.
So you can imagine my chagrin and shock when yesterday I found out that my wife of 42 years had agreed to look after a dog for 2 weeks without informing or chatting with Hoyte J about it.
Classic. That's only because she's got no respect for your opinion.
Yeah, well, that must be it. I'm considering divorce proceedings.
Yes.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
And I think that's fully justified. I know you guys feel that without my wife, I'd fall apart and become a useless shell of a man, but I think
100%.
not.
Well, that's no different to what you are now, but
Well,
at least
that's
you've got
true.
someone to look after you.
Yeah, well, that's true. They can mop my fevered brow.
When does the dog come?
I don't know, soon. Like in about 2 weeks.
Right, okay, and you've got the dog for 2 weeks.
You've got it for 2 weeks, man.
That's
And
a
you've
long
got
time, man.
We've got Jase in the house.
Yeah, I know.
And she's only just sort of settled in finally.
You're probably worried that the dog's not going to get on with Jase.
Or Jase doesn't get on with the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what kind
You're
of dog
probably
is it?
finding you walk into the room, you leave them to it, man. Next thing you know, you walk into the room and the dog will be licking Jase.
Yeah. What kind of dog is it?
Rottweiler?
A Rottweiler?
Yeah.
What's the dog's name? Does it have a name?
Boss.
Oh, Boss, that's a good name.
Boss the Rottweiler.
Yeah, yeah.
And your wife's agreed to look after... Right.
And he's massive too, man.
Yeah,
He
man.
is huge. And Jase is only small.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, look, Jase will survive. Cats and dogs live together harmoniously, and sometimes not, but they
Yeah.
live together all the time.
Well, how do you feel if you were Jase and all of a sudden this massive Rottweiler called Boss walks into your
Yeah.
house?
How
I mean,
will-
you're
how
not
will
going
you
to
feel?
react.
I wouldn't be affected by the name of the dog, but the size would be
An
off-putting.
issue. Yeah. Well, look, I'm so filthy about it. I'm thinking of renting an apartment for a couple of weeks, just having a bit of a bachelor fortnight.
Yeah.
But I don't think you should do that because then your wife's going to go, great, so you telling me every time I have a dog over, Jase is going to leave the house for 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair point.
Dangerous
Yeah.
precedent.
It is an insult, though. To you, in all seriousness, you must be shocked.
Well, she did. You know what she
you
did?
are looking after a dog for 2 weeks and nary a word was said to you.
Well, here's the thing. She did the classic.
Oh, I did tell you about this. You just can't remember it.
Correct.
Yeah, there'll be some truth
Sorry,
in
what,
that.
did you want me to play a sound effect?
Yeah.
What one?
The correct.
Oh. He just sort of pointed at me with his finger, and I was supposed to know what that means.
Now,
And
the
I
problem with that, though, is she might be right.
Well, she might be, but here's the thing. I would remember something
Yes.
like that because
Now-
I'd go, nah.
That's what I would say to my wife after she said to me that I'd forgotten that she told me that I'd agreed to a dog coming. I would say the same thing, that I remember it. I would remember it if it happened. It's too big a thing for me to forget.
Was that the correct...
But they stick to their guns, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
She just sort of rolled her eyes. And,
Oh, yeah, that's a
and just
brain,
went,
yeah.
okay, my husband's a brain.
Is it an up dog?
Pardon?
Is it an up dog?
Yeah.
Beg your pardon?
Is it an up dog?
What the hell's an up dog?
I don't know. What's up with you? Almost, damn it.
The Hauraki Big Show. Weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Jihad there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Tuesday evening.
Just quickly, a reminder to text us on 3483 what you are having for dinner. If you'd like to get in the draw for a $50 Reburger voucher, we are doing What's on the Dinner NZ after 6.
That's right. Old Hoyte Janus was just regaling us of the story of him clearing out his wardrobe over the weekend and then taking all of his wardrobe into the Salvation Army and then telling him to put it in the bin because it was all garbage, which is an embarrassing humiliation for him. Not the first that weekend, but interesting tale.
No, it wasn't either. You're right.
Now, that reminded me of a time that I had some flash gears that I wanted to get rid of. And this was when I was living over in Sydney some 20-odd year ago. I've never enjoyed going shopping. And this was made worse by the fact that before I left responsibly to go to Bondi Junction in Sydney there, I smoked some marijuana. I'm not proud of it.
God, man,
It was illegal.
that makes my blood boil.
Oh,
hearing
I
that.
know. but I did, and I went out with I think I went by myself. Yeah, I did, and I didn't like shopping at the best of time, but I needed to get some dress shoes because back in those days, if you were going out in Sydney, you needed to be dressed to a certain standard. Like you had to have collared shirt, fancy shoes, all that sort of stuff. You know, they wouldn't let you in looking like a ragamuffin like they do nowadays. So I bought these shoes. And I took them home, and then I sort of sobered up a little bit. And when I looked at them, it became clear to me that I'd made a terrible, terrible mistake. But I'd lost the receipt already, and they wouldn't take them back.
Classic.
Now, these shoes, which when I bought them, I thought they were black. It turns out they were sort of a deep purple.
Something Jase would buy.
And they were boots, and they were also square-toed and suede.
Oh my! How out of it were you?
It's pretty stoned. Now I'm colourblind as well, which didn't help.
Oh, it's yeah.
So I wore them out a couple of times, or I wore them out once. And I hung around with a bunch of English guys back then that were on their OE. They nicknamed my boots immediately. I can't remember, but it was defamatory. It was an insult.
Was it like old purple boots?
Oh, Mogey? It was something boots. It was something, I can't quite remember. It'll come to me. As soon as we play the next song, it'll come to me. Anyway, they mocked me mercilessly the entire night. They would bring other people at the bars over to look at my boots.
That's funny. That's good.
They would get the bouncers to look at my boots and take pity on me because, you know, it just became a whole thing. And it got to the point where at about 3 o'clock in the morning, we're walking home, I saw a homeless dude and I took my boots off. They cost me like $150 or something. I took the boots off and I said, here you go, man, you can have these. He asked for a cigarette. I gave him the cigarette and I said, and you can have these as well. And I took them off. And he said, nah, I'm all good.
Old cool boots Mogey.
Old cool boots Mogey, man. So that was, you know, I feel your pain there, Hoyte J, but it's probably worse that, you know, you got turned down by the people that give the clothes to the homeless people. I got turned down direct. I went straight to the source and got turned down by somebody who had nothing and would rather have nothing than have the shoes that I had on.
Good stuff, fellas.
Thanks, man.
Way to give back, you know?
The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Oh, yeah, baby. A bit of Led Zeppelin there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Thursday evening. Let's give out some advice, fellas.
Patty Nips 69
gmail.com. Get in touch with the fellas. It's a real email address, by the way, meatpattynips69@gmail.com. Get in touch, 100% anonymous, and if we read your question out on the radio and you get advice, you instantly get a $50 Reburger voucher. Guys, just a little FYI, I had someone message me on the old Insta.
Yeah, man.
Cool, man.
I get so many of those.
This is meatpattynips69@gmail.com, though, right? Not Keyzie's personal inbox.
G'day, Keyzie. I wrote a question in the other day about my son driving me to school and I didn't get a juicy Reburger voucher because Jason and Mike thought it was shit. Sorry for the silly question, fellas. Just wanted to make it on the podcast, so thought I'd chat some shit like old Hoyte and see what happens. Love the potty, you backbones. Keep it up, kia kaha.
Well, he should have got the voucher. He made it on the show.
So I feel like we should send him the voucher.
Totally should have the voucher.
But we said on the show.
No, hang on. Is this the guy? Is this the guy that was like months and months ago?
No. This was recently.
It's the other day.
Yeah. And then you guys said, no, we're not sending him a voucher.
Oh, no, he should get a voucher.
No, he should get a voucher.
The fault wasn't his. It was Keyzie's for choosing it.
He's just being in one of his moods if he's not sending it out.
No. That was your guys' fault. So good work, Anonymous. We will send you a voucher. All right, we'll be in touch.
I won't be.
No, of course not. Heaven forbid you do something.
Nor will Keyzie.
Or Mogey.
No, I'll be in touch. Nah, Pugs will, though.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's not going to.
God, he's in a mood.
Here's a question, fellas, from Anonymous. G'day there. Anonymous here. I'm a builder and I've just gone out on my own for the first time.
Oh, okay.
Now, I'm nervous as now it is up to me to find my own work. I imagine Hoyte J has probably been in this position in his life and was wondering on some advice on how best to find work and keep the bills paid. It's an interesting question, isn't it? Because everyone dreams of going out on your own, but it's a tough step to make.
That's a dream, eh? What do you reckon, Hoyte Jizzbot?
No, it's really funny, actually, because I was just reflecting on my life today a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And Keyzie, he made quite a harsh remark yesterday while we were doing the show about how I'm a bit of a loser, a bit of a tight ass.
Oh yeah,
you know, because I used to steal toilet paper, because I couldn't afford it. and he's just taking off all his clothes at the moment. And it just made me reflect that, I've been doing this business for a long time, and from the age of about 20 to about 45, I was broke the entire time.
Yeah.
Why did I ever do it? But,
Because you're lazy, you didn't want a real job.
Yeah, I didn't want a real job. I didn't want a 9-to-5.
Yeah, you'd rather be on the bones of your ass and destitute
yes.
than have to do a 9-to-5.
Totally, man.
So what's your advice? Is it don't be afraid of that?
Yeah, I mean, the worst that can happen is you don't get work and say you got all that free time. You can go and play
How good's
golf.
that?
You can just hang out.
You can't afford to play golf.
Oh, you can, you can just sit at home and have a go at yourself. You can do whatever you want, man.
Yeah.
You may find that you get no work whatsoever, and actually that suits you just fine.
Yeah. I would have thought that the time to be asking for advice would not be once you have already gone out
and made
on
the decision.
Your own. I would have asked for this advice prior to, so that you could determine that you didn't want to go out on your own.
Can I just say...
And it's not a good time to be out on your own as a builder. Jeez, bloody hell.
Can I just say...
Can you not say anything because you've just stuffed a massive meatball in your mouth?
It's a shumai, actually, from the sushi shop. But he's already taken the toughest step, which is going out on your own. He's faced it. It might be tough going for the first few months, man, but you'll get there. It'll be the best thing you ever did.
Oh, okay.
All the
Based
worst.
on what?
All the worst.
Yes, true. That is true. Yeah, you won't know. Time will tell.
I had a builder around the other day, actually, looking at my deck. He just burst into tears. It's been so long since he's had any work.
I thought it was because you were showing him your dick.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.